Welcome back. Let's shift our attention now to the commodity markets. Manisha, as promised, is with us. Manisha, what are you tracking?
Well, I'm looking at metals as a sector, and the last week was really good when you saw many of those metal prices there, but we haven't started on the same note on Monday morning right now. So when you look at the copper prices, we are off those 9-month highs. The prices have seen a decline of nearly 1% in the Asian markets right now. Well, there are various factors to watch out for, but having said that, even with this decline, copper prices still are 17% up in 2025 till now, and the markets do believe that the first quarter is going to be on the higher side there. I want to start talking about tariffs first, and that really seems to be adding a lot of uncertainty into the markets, but it is the US non-farm payroll data that the street is also reacting to. So what the markets were anticipating, you have lesser numbers than that, and that has led to a very sharp decline in the dollar index there. We're trading at a multi-month lows on dollar index, and that should have supported many of those metals, but that clearly is not the case right now. So coming to tariffs, and that really is the moving factor right now, rather the uncertainty therein. The Trump's shifting trade policies have given a rise to uncertainty in case of economic growth, and that has led to a lot of arbitrage opportunities in the international markets as well. So at this point in time, we have US suggesting that they have eased some tariffs when it comes to Mexico and Canada, and then the US also has ordered investigation into potential tariffs in copper imports. It takes, we are told, nearly a month by the time you will have those reports coming in. It already is 2 weeks down, so the next 2 weeks really are going to be important when it comes to copper there. If you look at the US markets, well, US imports 45% of its copper requirement. So whatever tariffs and what all tariffs we see is going to be important to understand. And copper, remember, is very important when it comes to EV, AI, electrification, data centers, and the conventional uses for copper also continue to be quite strong there. Well, apart from that, you have to take a look at China as well, where we have seen producers now sell to lock in profits. Is the reason that after very strong gains that we saw in copper, there is some profit-taking opportunity as well arising right now. The Chinese consumer prices also declined for the first time in 13 months. China trade data for the month of Jan and Feb also hasn't been so strong. We've seen imports decline, exports lose momentum, and as far as the US and China trade deficit goes, well, we have seen that surplus grow with US in the markets there. So it's various factors really that the street will be watching out for right now. The copper demand in the meanwhile, as I told you, has been on the stronger side. We are looking at copper deficit stories for the next couple of years in sense of anticipation there. That would support copper prices going forward. When you look at the Chinese markets, though, we have seen a lot of tangible commodity buying continue in case of China. So copper inventories are high in China. But when you look at the US markets and LME, the copper inventories there have continued to decline. And more importantly, with the way the tariffs are going and because US doesn't have enough copper, the US copper prices are trading at a 10% premium right now to LME. So that tells you the story. And this vagary or this disruption in sense of prices is something that the markets are anticipating to continue for the next quarter as well.
Thank you very much for that. Let's talk